Travis! Justice for Travis!
Breaking tonight, justice for Travis and a plea for the death penalty. Jodi Arias, just hours after being convicted for the murder of her lover, says that she prefers to get the death penalty. Now, this is a case that has it all: sex, lies, and betrayal, and revelations. Just 20 minutes after her conviction, Arias opened up to a local Phoenix television reporter.
The waitress and wannabe photographer claimed she killed Travis Alexander in self-defense. Arias shot Alexander in the forehead, stabbed him nearly 30 times, and slit his throat from ear to ear. ABC 7 has live team coverage beginning tonight with Autria Godfrey in our newsroom. Autria?
Well, Allison, you would expect to hear the family of Travis Alexander, that victim, say that they are hoping for the death penalty. But when the jury returns tomorrow to recommend their sentence, Jodi Arias herself says she hopes it's the death penalty. She says she was surprised and overwhelmed by today's verdict, but that is not what we're hearing from really anyone else.
Do find the defendant as to count 1, first-degree murder, guilty.
Guilty of first-degree murder, and now Jodi Arias says she's actually hoping for the death penalty.
I believe death is the ultimate freedom, so I'd rather just have my freedom as soon as I can get it.
In an interview taped just moments after she learned that the jury didn't buy her self-defense theory in the malicious murder of her boyfriend Travis Alexander, Arias says she truly believed the evidence would show she didn't pre-plan the vicious shooting and stabbing of her one-time lover.
It was unexpected for me, yes, because there was no premeditation on my part. I can see how things look that way, but I didn't expect the premeditation.
After 4 months and countless hours of testimony, including that from Arias, jurors sided with the prosecution. It's a verdict they almost seemed to hint at when they had the opportunity to question Arias directly.
Why is it that you have no memory of stabbing Travis?
I can't really explain why my mind did what it did.
The trial has been a twisted tale of murder and obsession, nude photos and phone sex recordings so titillating at times it was too much for TV. While Arias showed next to no emotion as the guilty verdict came down, an eruption of cheers went up outside, the loudest from Alexander's own friends.
You have to be callous with emotions. If you can slit another person's throat and stab them in the back and then go make out with somebody else, she's an animal.
Arias' changing story didn't help her defense, first telling investigators she wasn't in the home during the 2008 murder, then claimed she was there when intruders stormed the home and slashed Alexander, to finally admitting her role but claiming it was all in self-defense. Even court watchers here say it seems justice was served.
From what I understand, she was very manipulative anyway, so I think she got what she deserved.
The way the killing happened, I don't see how. And I'm glad that the jury saw the same way how this could have been self-defense.
Now, her words to the family and friends of Travis Alexander, she says, I hope now that a verdict has been reached, they can find some type of peace, but I don't think they'll ever get the peace they would like. She is facing life in prison or the death penalty. Live in the newsroom, Autria Godfrey, ABC 7 News.
All right, thank you, Autria. Now, this case has garnered national attention practically from the outset, particularly from those who watch this on television or online. Jim Spellman is live outside of the Maricopa County Courthouse in Phoenix. And Jim, you know, just a matter of weeks ago, Jodi Arias was saying that no jury would ever convict her. Now we're hearing she's saying she wants the death penalty. What's the reaction to that there?
Yeah, this jury here proved her wrong, Leon. The mix here, it's a mixed reaction about whether people want her to get the death penalty or not. But, you know, she did this interview immediately afterwards, and everybody I spoke to here that were friends with Travis Alexander have told me they just felt that this was more self-serving lies from Jodi Arias. Now, as you said, she says she would prefer the death penalty over life. They rolled their eyes at that, the friends of Travis Alexander, saying that's the kind of manipulative behavior that they know from Jodi Arias. Tomorrow, this panel, the jury will reconvene, and they'll have to make that decision whether she will be eligible for the death penalty. The measure here in this case, Leon, is whether the actions were cruel enough to warrant that. We know that the medical examiner will testify tomorrow, details about those injuries to Travis Alexander.
Right, and after that proceeding, then we get on to the sentencing in this case. Now, give us a sense of what the reaction was like once that verdict was delivered. Give us a sense of what you saw there in the courtroom and with Travis's family.
Up in the courtroom, there were two kinds of tears. There were the tears that Jodi Arias was holding back as she heard this verdict read. On the other side of the courtroom, brothers and sisters of Travis Alexander, they immediately began crying. When I've spoken to family and friends here, it's not exactly tears of joy, but perhaps tears of satisfaction, knowing that at least at this point, justice has been done out in front of the courthouse. Hundreds of people gathered, filling this plaza in front of this court complex. Cheers erupted. You could hear it echoing throughout downtown Phoenix here as those verdicts were read and word spread. And that jubilation in this crowd went on for hours. People here just ecstatic. I didn't meet anybody that was dissatisfied with the verdict here, Leon.
Interesting. And that may not be the last we see of this. There's still more to come in this saga. Jim Spellman, thanks for that report. We'll see you soon.